Happy morning, children. Today we are going to discuss the chapter friction. Friction is the one type of the force. In previous class we all are learned about this force and pressure. Now force have two kind of, one of this contact force, another one is non-contact force. In this contact force there are kind of the muscular force and friction. This is type of the friction. Today we are going to discuss force of friction, factors affecting friction, another one is friction, necessary evils. Okay children, see the picture, listen children. Now friction, you see the driver of the car or truck slowly down the vehicle at the traffic signal. You too also slow down your bicycle whenever needed by applying brakes. Have you ever thought why a vehicle slow down when the brakes are applied? Not only the vehicle, any object moving over the surface of any other object slow down when no external force is applied on it. Finally, it stops. It stop means that is known as friction. Understand? That is known as when the finally the object will be stopped, the bicycle will be stopped, the truck will be stopped. That is known as the friction. Okay. Now see, you all are see the picture. The two boys are moving. The boy falls down when he stepped on the banana peels. It is given the friction. Okay, it is example. There are lot of the examples is given for the friction. Now, so what is mean by friction? The force of friction, the force opposing the motion of an object when the surface of the object comes into contact with the surface of another is called as friction. The force of friction is always opposite to the direction of motion of the object. Understand children? Like see the activity 12.1. The push the book on the table. You observe that it is stopped after moving for some distance. Repeat this activity pushing the book from the opposite direction. Do the book stop at the time? Can you think an explanation? Yes, it is the friction opposite related motion between surface of the book and the table. So the friction between surface of the book and table. It relation between surface of the book and one more thing, table. Understand? Next we are going to discuss factors affecting friction. The main factor affecting frictions are based on two major types. One of this nature of the surface and another one is weight of the object on the surface. They give the lot of examples. See the activity 12.2. See, you all know the spring balance. Did you see the spring balance in your lab? No? Okay. Now see, what does mean by spring balance? Why I ask, we all are used the spring balance. The spring balance is a device used for measuring the force acting on object. The device used to measuring the force acting on object. It consists of the coiled spring which get stitched when the force is applied to it. Stitching of the spring is measured by the pointer moving on the graduated scale. The reading on the scale given the magnitude of the force, that is known as the spring balance. Okay children? Now the spring balance is device used for only measuring the force acting on the object. Measuring the force acting on the object. See this activity 12.2. A string around the brisk. Pull the brisk by spring balance. You need to apply some force. Note down the reading on the spring balance. When the brisk just behind to move, it's give you measure of the force of friction between the surface of the brisk and floor. Now what has happened? You can streak it. So you can measure between surface of the brisk and floor. So the brisk, again you can repeatedly to make the distance. It's increasing the distance mean it can be note down the what is the length of the floor, and the spring will be expanding. Okay, this is the activity 12.2. And one more thing, the next activity going 12.13. See, make the inclined plane. Inclined plane means it is make a slope. Okay, it is higher position, and one more thing, the ground floor, it's make a slope, that is the inclined plane on the smooth floor. On the table, you may use the wooden board supported by brisk or book. Put a mark with the pen any point A on the inclined plane. Now let the pencil cell move down from the point. How far does it move to the table before coming to the rest position? Now note down the distance. Now the spread the pieces of the cloth. Okay, now see this picture. The children are doing the inclined plane. So the pencil will be moving through upper position to lower position. It will be going on particular place, it will be stopped the pencil, that is known as see the picture. Now the boys are doing the activity. So friction is caused by the irregularities on the two surface of contact. Even those surface with appear with very smooth have a large number of minutes irregularity on them. So irregularity means the two surface look like one of the smooth surface, another one is the irregularity surface. So when move to one surface, if the smooth surface will move one place to another place will easy, but irregularity means it will be difficult to move from one place to another place. Okay, see the table, the books also keep on the table. See the surface of the book and the table. So it will be smooth, but inside the surface of the book is irregularity. Okay, children, understand? The surface of the irregularity is will be not smoothed. So finally, we learned about this factors of friction. The first point, nature of the surface. What is the nature? Like it is the irregularity or it is the regularity. You find out the nature of the surface. And next one is weight of the object on the surface. The weight of the object on the surface. Okay, children. Now there are two factors of the friction. One of this nature of the surface and another one is weight of the object on the surface. It is the main thing of the lesson. Now friction. What is meant by force of friction? The force opposing the motion of object when the surface of object comes into contact with the surface of another. See, the force is opposing. Like the car was moving, that suddenly brake, the opposite force are applied, so that is known as friction. So the force of friction means the force opposing the motion of the object when the surface of the object comes into contact with the surface of another one, that is known as friction. Another one thing, the force of friction is always opposite of the direction of the motion. Okay, it is always opposite direction of the motion. Okay, children, now the force of friction is always opposite of the direction of the motion. It is always opposite, not its same direction. Okay, before class we all are learned force means it direct opposite direction, same direction we are learned. In this friction topic, It's only for the opposite direction, not for same. So that is known as the force of friction. Now next we are going to discuss the friction, a necessary evil. See the picture, friction, a necessary evil. Friction is always good as well as evil to us. Okay, the first thing you're going to see advantage. What is the advantage of the friction? Now, first thing, holding objects like glass. See, you can keep the glass using friction. Next point, writing with pen or chalk. While using the pen or pen, pencil, everything, you write the words with friction. Next one, help us walking or running. While if you want to move one place to another place, if like friction, without friction you can't move from one place to another place, because while your legs are moving to one place to another place, while the friction will be keep in the your legs of the legs and place of the surface. Next, fixing a nail. Yeah, of course, the fixing a nail means a nail is fixed in the wall due to friction. Without friction you can't fix the nail. Motion of the object. Yeah, motion is the, it's the main thing. It's while moving or it will be keep in safe everything. If you want to friction, lighting a matchsticks, sticking a matchsticks produce fire by friction. Okay, next we are going to discuss disadvantage of the friction. It wears out material like screws, ball bearings or shoes. Yeah, listen, the sole of the shoes wear out due to the friction. Next thing, friction can produce heat which might cause damage. The friction one sometimes will make to produce the heat, like your both the your take your hands rubbing your plants make your feel warm. This is the one of the friction. This is the activity of one of friction. Okay, because of the heat a lot of energy is wasted. The heat will be released from energy. The lot of energy is wasted. The frictions opposes the motion of the object. Yes, the frictions is always opposite the motion of the object. That is known as disadvantage of the friction. Now we all are discuss what is the advantage, what is the disadvantage. Again I am saying, first thing, holding objects like glass. So while using the friction, first for holding objects like glasses, it's a particular pinga, glasses, and one more thing, the very sensitive objects are you keeping the used for friction. Another one is writing with the pen. While you are start writing the letters using the friction, if they keep on note and surface of the note, and one more thing, pen, the both are friction together. Another one is the help is walking and running. It can be measured for used for the friction. Another one, fixing a nail. It's what the wall was fixed, the nail was fixed in the wall due to the friction. Motion of the object, lighting a matchbox, these all the things are advantage. Next we are going to discuss disadvantage of the friction. Now it wears out material like screw, ball bearing or shoes. These all the things are disadvantage. Now friction can produce heat which might cause damage. It is the might cause damage. Because of the heat a lot of energy is wasted. Friction opposes the motion of an object. This friction is the advantage and disadvantage of the friction. Okay children, now you can see this three parts. One of this, what is meant by friction. Next one is what is the force of the friction. we can see the lot of the examples like next one is factors affecting friction, and finally friction a necessary evils. These all the things you all are learned. Listen children, shall I ask the questions? Now the first question, friction is a dash, non-contact force or contact force or magnetic force or electrostatic force. Find the answer and write down the homework note. Next question, friction always dash, opposites the motion, help the motion, both A and B, none of this. What is the answer? You can write. Going to the third question. Now see the picture. Force of friction depend on dash, roughness of surface, smoothness of surface, inclination of surface, all of this. So what is the answer? You can write in the homework note. Okay children. Next question, smooth surface has less friction or more friction or sometimes less or sometimes more, all of this. What is the answer? Write it down. Next question, spring balance is a device used for measuring the dash acting on an object. What is the answer? You can write in the dash. Option A mass, B pressure, C force, none of this. Okay children, today we have discussed what is meant by friction, what is the force of the friction, and what are the facts affecting the friction, and one more thing, the last point, friction a necessary evils. Now these all the things are learned. Now next we are going to discuss for increasing and reducing friction. What is the increasing and reducing friction? Lubricant, wheel reduce the friction, fluid friction. These all the things next class we can discuss. Okay children, you go through the lesson and you read for all the things, and you all are try to do the activity. This activity what to 12.1, 12.22, and one more thing 12. What is that? 12.10. These all the things you all are try to do. Okay children.